And if you're in school
Saini
and
wazazi.
if you're in school and you're not on Facebook, people will be like, hey, wewe unatoka wapi? So Facebook
Yeah.
was a thing at that time. And I
And
remember
tukaingia high school it was all about being a sushi
Instagram now
Instagram.
came, yeah.
Ati uko Instagram, how many followers? Ati sijui kuna soshi wa shule sijui ako na 20k followers. Hi guys, hi, it's been a while. How are you? My name is Tina.
And my name is Austin Okinda. We're back again after a long while.
It's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks, I think.
2.
2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know,
3
but
weeks in a month.
2 weeks, but although let's say just 2 weeks, but I feel like we're 3 weeks. But we are back again, episode 21, and I think that break that we took, we've realized a few things. We've worked on a few areas, so we're back again.
Yeah, and we say that episode 21 to 30 we dedicate to social issues because we feel like we've been doing a lot of friendships. No, we've been doing a lot of relationships. So 21 to 30 will be more of friendships and social issues.
The social issues, yeah.
And maybe relationships if it's too pressing.
Maybe. It's just a maybe. Yeah, at least for someone else to feel like, okay, they're not only covering that part. And I think we said it in the previous episode, if not the immediate previous one, then it is the other one. So yeah, we're back again, and this time, I think we're better. I'm even trying to be louder than I was. She also needs to work on her voice, by the way. Yeah, so tell them what we are talking about today.
Today we're talking about how to manage social media pressure.
Yeah, it's just basically how to deal with social media pressure.
To deal with social media pressure, because right now people are falling into depression, or you may be feeling like you're behind.
Yeah.
Simply because social media inaonyesha people are achieving a lot of things na uko hapo. We're looking at the negative side because I feel like it's so hard to minus social media inspiration from my life or even anyone's life.
I mean the pressure, when we talk about the pressure, it's the negative side, not the positive side. Because for the positive side, who will want to talk about what benefits you one way or the other? People always want to look at what are the negative effects that this thing bring to us. So today we are focusing on the other side, the negative side of the social media pressure.
Yeah, I remember it was a debate. Sorry, it was a debate to Kiwa. I think class 8. When social media platforms are now upcoming, it's like they're just releasing platform after platform. Then people are like, "Is social media good? Yes, a no." So you'd find that most of the people who say social media is not good are the ones who are not exposed by their parents.
Yeah, and I remember, when you talk about the pressure, I remember when I was in primary school, Facebook was the in thing at that time. And if you're in school and you're not on Facebook, people will be like, hey, so Facebook was a thing at that time. And I remember
tukaingia high school it was all about being a sushi
Instagram now came, yeah.
Ati uko Instagram, how many followers? Ati sijui kuna soshi wa shule sijui ako na 20k followers. So that pressure of wanting to be amongst the sushis.
Yeah. And also now, right now it's also about TikTok. Oh, competing for TikTok, yeah. Lives and all that stuff.
I feel like it's so local.
It might look local, but people earn from it. So the competition is about who has many followers, whose life is more of a vibe than the other person's life.
But I feel like Instagram is still like Instagram imebaki na, that I don't know how to say it or how to put it, but Instagram imebaki, it is still hailed like Instagram.
So Instagram is for me. I feel like Instagram for the young people like us. Instagram is still a thing, and come on, Instagram people will be like, oh, I remember. Personally, I do not have an Instagram account, and I remember a friend of mine asked, by the way, uko Instagram, and I was like, no. And I was like, I why do you are happy? So for me, I felt like instead of telling this person that you are this many reasons, I was like, okay, for me it's just a personal decision because I know the pressure that is there. And I've seen friends that have pressure because of this. And the most affected gender, just like I usually say, it's the girls, man. The female gender, man. Your gender. What is the problem with the gender when it comes to these things? So I think some of these things we really need to address them in order for us to achieve something at the end, because we can't help the society. We can't have this podcast and just have fun at we're enjoying ourselves if we can't make an impact to the family.
But what I realized is that you need to be aware. Like right now, I can't compare myself with how I was in high school. In high school, I never knew that whatever you see on Instagram, whatever you see on other social media platforms, are just the part of life that people want you to see. It's just a filtered part of life. I thought that okay, so okay, Instagram, this is how your life is looking like. Then when I finished school, I was like,
no, I remember. Now
I remember at this age of mine, I'm like, I know it is just a part of life that they want to share, and it's not really genuine or true.
And when you talk about it, actually, I remember that pressure that you had. She was like, "Oh, Instagram, I want an Instagram account." Yeah, I remember you telling me that. And so I was like, "Okay, I pray so hard you come and realize that apparently things are very different."
Yeah.
And that's how, by this, some of these celebs fake their lives on Instagram. You see someone driving big cars and you're like,
but you never realize that they're paid to do that.
Then you're like,
I want to be like Nani. Now you're feeling the negative pressure of, oh, I'm so behind, or I've not achieved anything in my life, or you see other people's lives better than yours.
So yeah, and it makes you feel like unajua mimi sifai, and that's why now you start hearing people sijui alijioa alifanya nini. It's a matter of what happens there. There's a lot of pressure. Not only Instagram, though I feel like Instagram is the one dominating.
Yeah.
The other one,
because TikTok mtu akienda live, they're showing you like
TikTok is also dangerous. It can lead you to depression when people start talking about how you're dancing, how you're not pretty. TikTok is another one. It's just a different one.
That is how people react to content.
and it brings the pressure that mimify and all that. Yeah. So
let's start with the point.
Let us start with how to. So for me, how to deal with it is just limit your usage of some of these social media platforms. I feel like if you're used to spending 10 hours, no, 10 hours is too much. If you're used to spending 3 hours on social media
but 10 hours is still realistic.
Yeah, it's realistic here to add some people. But let me give the example. If you're used to spending 3 hours on social media, you're exposed to too much information, and to some point you feel like, hey, my age mate, maybe you're 20 and you're like, hey, at 20 jamaa kuna gari. At 20, and you feel like, I mimi sifai. Then you start now faking things. You start faking things to set standards because you saw someone your age doing something that I may make. Yeah. So I feel like when you limit that time, you won't come to see some of these things because it are quite limited to some point. You're just like, oh, let me use this and see who has texted me, blah blah blah, and see maybe what's trending in the country. Then you leave. But once you start using a lot of time on social media, then the pressure comes in because you'll see a lot of people your age mates, some younger than you, doing things that you're still dreaming of. For them, it's a reality. Though it's not bad, but limit the usage time.
Yeah, okay. Limit.
Yeah, just limit it.
I feel like whatever you can see in a span of 3 hours can still make the pressure, but itakuwa a bit lower than the person who is seeing 10 hours of feed, flowing.
Yeah, so it's just using lesser time as compared to whatever you're using right now to avoid that. We're trying to reduce the pressure for the one to limit your usage, your usage time. It doesn't limit the pressure. It doesn't end the pressure instantly. It will decrease the pressure then to a point you're like, okay, now I'm good.
Okay, our second point is that you should be aware that social media is not the real life of other people.
True.
I mean, I saw there was I don't know what to call it. You know these short videos on YouTube, Zinaitwa Shorts.
Shorts, yeah.
Yeah, so this lady was describing how these celebrities who pretend that you all now have woken up, they actually wake up to brush their teeth. Where they wake up to brush their
The
teeth.
teeth.
Wanna brush meno, they put on a bit of makeup, no, at least isikae ni kama wametoka kuamka, then they wash their face, blah blah blah. Yani they don't really wake up ati ndio huyo mimi kwa simu. No, they have to do some preparation. Then you see someone, oh, I've woken up, then you're like, gosh, the skin looks so beautiful, na ndio ameamka. Then you start feeling, oh, my skin is not good, I have a lot of pimples, I have a lot of rashes. Just be aware that most of these things we see on social media are not real. Yeah. Like we saw, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off.
It's okay. So.
On TikTok, we've seen this viral video of this Prince guy using fake number plates. Then you start thinking, oh, ashakuwa na Mercedes. My friend, is it fake or not fake? You don't know.
Yeah, and also I think when it comes to that, some of these people you should see them without the makeup. I'm not saying that they're not pretty or they're not wako tu sawa, but the thing is, you might be surprised and you'll be like, okay, by the way, hata mimi na sura nzuri kumliko nange, my skin is soft, my skin is smooth. I'm not saying that's bad, but the problem is that some of these things that they do, they've actually prepared for them. Yeah. It's like they went through a pre-production point. Now the production is, I wake up in the morning, start shooting. Just go and look at them, time when hawako online. You'll see a big difference. Some of them it's just for it's just to set standards. Some of them it's to earn money. Yeah. So you're there trying to look at yourself and like, oh, Mimi Sifai. The thing is, your star is not their star.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Like, for example, we know these shows on Netflix. Like selling real estate. Now let me look at which one. For example, selling Sunset. This one with Kina Chriselle and Christine, the drama, and Mary, blah blah blah. In the reunion episode, actually the host is asking them that, were you prepared for this episode? Like, did you just buy clothes for this episode? And they're like, yeah, this is a reality show, so I had to go and get shoes, had to get my clothes. So like it's like, okay, that's not their real life. They had to be prepared. So si ati walishtuliwa tindo hizo camera mshoot.
No. So guys, for me, let me just be honest. It just I think someone has seen it in the previous episode. I'm very proud of it.
You've realized just now.
No, I knew it before I came here. I knew, and I was like, okay, we're going to talk about this. Okay, it leads me to my other point. My other point is be contented with whatever you have. For me, I can't fake my life simply because I saw someone dressing. It was ananua nguo tofauti tofauti kila siku. I can't force myself. Whatever I have is mine. And this pressure comes in now when now you see your friend, oh, akuna Air Max, Air Force, I don't know. By the way, I don't know some of the names.
Game? Are you having the shoe game and you still don't have a business? Like, Isoviatu, they could have given you a good business.
And I'm like, okay.
Just a bad, by the way.
It's a valid point, by the way, because people compete for things that at the end of the day, you won't be it's just inaenda tu. You won't benefit from it. So be contented with whatever you have. If it's a watch, hata kama umeketi nao miaka 20, that's yours. Tosheka nayo. If it's a jersey, I love my jerseys. I love my clothes. That's what I have. I can't force myself. Each and every week we shoot, I come with a new attire. If it's not, that's a funny mix and match. If last week I have this trouser, attire next week, we just change because I am appreciating with whatever I have. And that pressure back in high school, it led to so many things. I have a friend, let me tell you a story. A very short one, by the way. I have a friend, I don't know if we're still friends, but I had a friend. She was a victim of the social media pressure. So she wasn't contented with whatever she had. It led to her, sorry to say this, but it's a female, it led to her stealing money from the parents, stealing gadgets from the parents to go and sell in order to set standards. She wasn't contented with where she was. So, guys, I've had the experience, I've seen it. So, I feel like just be contented with whatever you have. I mean, you would die.
Yeah, it's good to be content.
So shut up.
There's nothing so beautiful in this life like being content. The other point of handling social media pressure is appreciating whatever you have at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, just be thankful. You don't have to look at your wardrobe and say, oh, how I have ugly clothes, bad shoes, I don't have trendy bags. Appreciate what you have. You don't have to look flashy up and down the place. You can just be decent and still look good. There's nothing so beautiful like a person who appreciates whatever they have and they own it. Okay? They own it. There are these people who unaulizwa, oh, okay, this trench coat looks vintage. Where did you get it? Oh, it is for my aunt, and it's yours, baby girl. It's yours.
I mean, so you accept whatever you have, appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I feel like also when you don't appreciate what you have, it's like you're telling God, "Mi sijisikii nayo." Unamwambia, why would
But
you
it
do
is.
that?
Si ati ni kama it is.
Why would you tell God that indirectly? I mean,
There's some people who don't have it out here, but you had that little privilege.
But because of social media, you're like, oh, I mean, to the young people.
No, a point of question.
Yeah.
No, just finish your point when I ask.
To the young people, why would you go and try out something that you really don't have? It's someone else hana hata kabisa ile yenye uko nayo. I feel like when you appreciate whatever you have, you're telling God, by the way, mi niko sawa na hii, and I feel like someone else hana. You appreciate what God has given you. By the way, when we wake up in the morning, there's someone that amekufa at that time. There's someone who's going to die in the next minute. Someone else is going to die maybe after 1 hour.
Another person is being delivered in maternity.
So many things happen. So when you have that opportunity, when you have something that someone else doesn't have, appreciate whatever you have. If you do not appreciate it, who else will appreciate it? And why? Just tell God, thank you for the little that I have. God will listen to that, and maybe atakuongezea. I feel like appreciating whatever you have
will open doors.
Yeah. What was your question?
Yeah, my point of question is that do we blame those people who are posting fake content? I mean, there are no guidelines ever that you shouldn't post what is not your life. But you find someone posting, oh, alikula KFC, they went to Galitos next. Next, they went to Villa Rosa, Kempinski. Next, they flew out to Mombasa. That is their real life. They're not trying to show off. It's just their real life. And so I could post, then another person is looking at it like, you're trying to boast about it.
I think for me, I'll blame.
But it is the attitude of the person who is viewing.
I think I'll blame the person who is viewing because he or she is not contented with whatever they have. And I don't want to say this one because it will lead me to my next point.
Okay.
But I feel like you're not appreciating whatever you have and you're not contented with whatever you have. Maybe the other person from social media, that's their life. They're not faking anything, and that's maybe how they were brought. So when you're trying to copy someone that maybe now, you lose a lot of things. So I feel like at some point I'd blame also the person who is posting,
because they're overdoing
it. When you overdo it, man, say, why are you overdoing it? Just keep it simple. I love some of these celebrities. They keep their personal life very private to a point that you're like, hey,
do they even ever get out of their house? Because honestly, I have never heard of Nyashinsky being caught up by paparazzi going for shopping, and his life is going on. Like, huamka, maybe hata anamnwanga mkate kwa the shop next door, and like,
I think there was this group, Gengeton sometimes back. One of them actually alikuwa anatembea nje The slippers.
Do you know that Reckless is our neighbor? This Reckless of, I don't remember the name. I think it was Ethic. I think it's
some
Ethic.
Of these people,
like, you'll never know.
There's another big celebrity that I won't mention the name, but yeah, I've heard of him. Kutembea na mkate, slippers, shorts, anakuishi. So some of these people, whatever is there, it's the real life. I feel like if you're not contented with whatever you have, if you don't appreciate whatever you have,
you definitely
just accept it, appreciate it. So my other point is be yourself. Just be real. Be true to yourself. So I was avoiding saying this, but you know, when now you want to copy someone else, you're not being you, you're being them.
Yeah.
And when you're being them, you lose yourself.
And you lie to yourself.
Then when you come to realize it, it's 10 years down the line, you can't salvage anything. Yeah. I mean, even the little things that you could pick up, how easy, simply because you've lost it all. My point is, just be you, be honest to yourself, be truthful to yourself. It won't kill you being you. I mean, if manguo yangu yamepasuka pasuka, okay, whatever, nguo zangu zimepasuka, yeah, okay, now I'm tired, I feel like I'm tired, but nguo zangu kama zimepasuka pasuka, zina viraka kila mahali, fly fake, and now kama sina, I feel like if that's me, that's me. Kama nimezoea, for me, by the way, I hate wearing closed shoes. It doesn't mean now because I saw someone else having some designer shoes, now I want to be like them. If I'm used to slides, let me be with my slides. That's what I love. If I'm used to wearing jerseys, I can wear jerseys. I feel like, okay, if you're trying to be someone else, you lose everything. I mean, you lose yourself, and that's it.
Another thing is to love yourself. Love your broken pieces. Love your vintage clothes. Love your all-time shoes. Love them. Love every part of you. Like, usiwahi fikiria that you are not enough simply because you saw someone else living a good life, a life that you think should be yours, or a life that you admire in a negative way. You know, there's jealousy a good way, jealousy a bad way. Jealousy a good way inspires you, right? And jealousy a bad way just makes you feel like you are bitter. So if you love yourself and feel like whatever you're seeing online inspires you to improve yourself or make steps in life, that is better than just staying there saying that, oh, I don't have a good life. Is mine even a life? Like, really, just depend, bitch. Depend.
If you can't love yourself, believe me, I won't love you. That's it. If you can't love yourself, who else will love you?
Now, how do you know someone doesn't love themselves?
When you start trying to copy everything that you see, left, right, and center, when you start doing things that other people do, when you start putting other people before you, I mean, if you love yourself, you'll do things that benefit you, you'll do things that add value into your life. But once you start copying things and imitating all the things that other people do, you lose yourself, and that's how you don't love yourself. And when you don't love yourself, it leads me to my point, that is hard work. If you can't love yourself, you'll never work hard, because when you work hard for whatever you want to achieve, it will keep pushing you to a point that you'll achieve so many things, and you love yourself. I feel like one of the ways that we can avoid this pressure is by working hard. You know, if I see someone driving a Rolls Royce and I can't afford it right now, let me tell myself, by the way, let me work so hard to achieve that. No shortcuts, no nothing. It's working hard. It's pushing till you get it. If someone has...
Does working smart apply to you? Because I feel like...
Yeah, working smart, working hard.
People out here are working so hard, and...
When you work so hard, just work hard, and at the same time apply some intelligence and some smartness. If you can't work smart, if you can't work intelligently, you won't achieve some of these things. You know, you might work hard, unapata pesa at the end of the month, and nothing. We don't see where it goes. Working smart means you earn the money, you invest, you save, you do your things. At the end of the end of 10 years, maybe you've retired, you have something.
You start seeing the fruits.
Kuna mabiashara umeweka pale, kuna nini unafanya, you start earning money when you're just seated. So I feel like when we work hard and smart, you'll actually avoid this social media pressure, because now you can afford that lifestyle that someone else is posting.
True.
That is the point. I mean, like, I don't want to explain so many other things. I lose the point. That's the point. Work hard, work smart, afford it, and own it now. Leave that. Now it's making the dream a reality when you work hard and smart.
Yeah, I think that's it.
The first video, episode 21.
Are you sure? Now let me start thinking. I'm like,
no, it's really. I feel like when we bombard people with a lot of information, we just lose the concentration. We are back with this very short video.
Yeah. But also we should highlight. Yeah, it's worth it. We should highlight that social media pressure has resulted in a lot of cases of mental illnesses.
True.
Like, see, kugoroka, you're running in the you're running in the market. No, we're talking about
depressions and
mental health.
Yeah, it is mental health.
It's been a while since I said mental health. Now mental health. Yeah, it's like a star in the cases of mental health, because you feel like, number one, you start feeling like you don't deserve, you have not achieved anything, you feel behind, you start hating yourself. By the way, another thing that contributes to social media pressure is the kind of friends you have.
Yeah.
If you're having friends that are faking their lives,
you'll definitely fake your life.
But if you have friends that you can be yourself with, actually nothing else will matter. If you are accepted by your own friends the way you are, without them needing you to change a thing or having to upgrade anything in your life, then you're good to go.
I feel like the best friend is your best friend is yourself. Yeah.
But now we're talking about the
once you're your own best friend, then dealing with other people will be so easy.
But do you realize for you to deal with yourself, you have to be a strong person? Everyone is strong.
No, everyone is strong. For me, everyone is strong. Yeah, everyone is strong. It's just that the level of our strength need to focus on. I feel like I might be stronger than you when it comes to handling issues, but how about you? You need someone else. But for me, I feel like be your best friend first, then go to other people to be your friends. Go to somewhere where you're accepted. But say, if people can't accept you for whatever you have and who you are, who else? Man, those are not friends.
What's the point?
For me, and that is why I usually tell people, keep a small circle of friends, people who appreciate you for who you are. And there's a difference. But then let's use this logic to explain this point. When men are having, maybe we're drinking somewhere, if someone else doesn't have money, believe me, atakunywa with the same bill, and maybe one person atalipa. But these other people,
what are you saying? These other
this other gender, my sisters,
feel like they don't have to. At times, but we have the generous ones, and we have we do.
Generous ones, please. Comment about the generous ones.
We do have the generous ladies, and we have these other ladies who feel like they are not supposed to cater for anyone else.
Can I say a bad statement that will explain that? Okay. They feel like, no, I'll say it next time. But they feel like they're not your mom. Kwa Kiswahili ingekuwa mbaya. Kwa Kiswahili ingekuwa mbaya. They feel like they're not,
Okay, for ladies, I know it's complicated, but kuna the ladies who can cater for you, but acha niseme hivi, wanachoka roho haraka. Men just have this patience that ladies don't have.
I mean,
that's why the Bible says you're the providers, because ukipea mwanamke ati you're the one who will be providing. Yes, atachoka, hata kama hajakwambia ati I'm tired, even if they don't project. They're human beings.
This is a conversation that I'm not engaging in. So pole sana. But the thing is, I was just trying to explain that be with people who really value you for who you are. They don't judge you
without needing to change anything.
Ikifika ni kukusaidia, they help 100%. Say ati lazima utoe ni fulani, lazima utoe ni fulani. So I feel like when you want to deal with social media pressure, it involves so many things. Look around yourself. Who are your friends? What do you do? Limit your time and all that. Maybe when you use some of the things we've said, it will help you. And I'm sure someone at the end of the day will like, that podcast helped me.
And we will be glad.
Yeah. So as well as we usually say that, don't forget to like,
comment, subscribe, share.
Like, comment, subscribe, share. That is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also you can talk to us through our social media handles. Instagram at Let's Square It. Yeah. TikTok it's Austina_254, right?
You know, I'm just nodding. Like,
yeah, I'll share the one for Spotify. Okay. I've never.
Oh, kuna Spotify.
Spotify is
by
also
the way.
There. Though Spotify is a little much behind. So yeah, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.